Hello there. Today I have a 3x3 hipster for you. Also, don't mind the skin. Not bothered to change it back now. So yeah, this will be a tutorial for a 250 block 3x3 hipster. It's decently fast and quite small. Tiny cooldown. I'll put a lamp. When the lamp turns off, you can flick it open, and there's no cooldown on closing. So here it is. And that's nice, isn't it? I forgot the items. Be right back. Okay, all fixed. I was just missing items in here because, like Matica, doesn't copy over items. So, 9 items here, by the way. So here's the door. Very fast closing for the layout, about as fast as it gets. That's turned off, so we can now flick again. And that's the opening. Quite fast, yeah. No entities. Quite a few observers, so it's a bit expensive, but whatever. An observable door. So, I will quickly explain the layout and get onto the tutorial, if I can remember how to build it, because I have not memorized it. So, this is the layout. I'm not sure who discovered it. Someone did. Anyway, it's the world record layout, but these bits are slightly modified to be a bit faster because I had the space. So piston worm here, that's normal, that's sticky. Normal sticky. Not much else to say. There are only 4 inputs. Well, technically 3, but that gets powered by 1 ticks and 2 ticks. So, closing, pretty simple. Power that. And then power it again. So this bit here, these like 9 blocks, do the worm, which are really simple. That powers and that powers and that powers 1 tick apart, does the worm easily. And then it just powers these doubles, which push the blocks up. So, the opening, you start with powering that. You 1 tick that line. This 2 tick just goes into that line, doesn't matter if I was that. 1 tick that, so that pushes along and does this double extender. 2 tick it, pushes across and retracts the next one down. Now this again, does the double, 2 tick this, and then 1 tick it. That's just a dead move, I guess, which is annoying. And then this last bit, I think these are the right timings, roughly, yeah. So you need to power it perfectly so these don't push across. So you power these when there's like this being, yeah, it works. So this is an area you'll need where this red thing is where the redstone goes. This top layer is the floor. It is 10, I think. 10 by 5 by 4, and then the floor's the 5th. So all this glass you don't need. It can be air, like over here. But these 6 blocks need to be solid, so these observers can power the floor, and obviously where the door goes. So your lever, goes here, so in the corner, furthest away from where the actual door is, and 1 block in, just like that. So the blocks you will need are in these chests. There aren't that many, but there are quite a few different blocks. So you'll need 1 lime wool. Well, all of these, the white stained glass is just these. These can be air or a block, so you can forget about them. These are the door blocks, so what actually makes up the door. They have to be 12 solid blocks. 16 cyan wool. They don't all have to be solid, but solid blocks are easier to get than transparent ones, so just make them all solid. That's like the main circuit colour. The light grey is the inputs, so basically what I built over there. And then the lime is the input. So those are the circuit colours. you'll need 21 pistons, sticky piston in total, and 6 pistons. And then these things, which we'll get to in a sec. So also you need 12 items. Hello, you didn't notice there was a cut there, because I just cooked dinner. I've completely forgotten what I've already done. So yeah, you might see some bits again. So these are for the dropper hopper over there, and these are for the droppers there. These are all the redstone bits and bobs you'll need. Some of these are used in the redstone too, not just the layout. So you need 43 observers, 6 targets, 3 droppers, 11 dust, 16 repeaters, 6 hoppers, 4 comparators, 4 smooth stone slabs, but any transparent block, 3 activator rails or powered rails, or 3 extra dust, a note block and a torch. These are just less likely than dust, and they're used there. So got that out the way. Next is going to be let's just take everything. So what we need is the layout. So doors here, these are the extra blocks like that. So you need 3 triple piston extenders over here, 1 gap below for the redstone over here, and then you need 3 upwards facing observers, and over here 3 pistons and 3 more pistons. We take these are more door blocks, and then these blocks go here when the door's closed, so you can power them. And then we need the piston worm, so 3 stickies and 3 normals. So that's the layout, and then the inputs. So over here, well, do any of these? No. Some of them got replaced in the first version of this door. So you need these, and then you need, you're going to take, you need 3 of these, 3 of these, 1 item in each, like so, 3 more like that. Don't need those for a bit. And over here we have the rails. Don't need the rails anymore. 3 upwards facing observers. Actually, while we're here, some of these are different blocks. So we have a slab here, and some observers, like so. I'm just going to place these now, and then see some of these get replaced too. That goes up there. We need a hopper or a rail if you put a block down there, a transparent thing an observer can detect, and then that goes around there. And I've lost my rails. So that's those upwards observers there. Cross up, and then the repeaters back. The repeaters also have up. The repeaters can be observers facing that way, but repeaters are cheaper, look a bit nicer. Well, I think repeaters are cheaper. So then to finish this side, you need dust here, and then over here is where the target blocks come in handy. 6 target blocks along there, a line of dust, which will be replaced a bit, and then 3 water repeaters. So yeah, those are the inputs, just like over there. So first things first is torch gets placed there, and we go straight into a hopper timer. So if you noticed when I did the demo over there, on the closing that gets powered twice, and on the opening that gets powered twice. And then on the opening and closing, the first thing that gets powered is that. So we just have observer there. From the torch powers, unpowers that. Observer detects it. Gonna get rid of these quickly. So, and then the second pulse comes from this comparator. And in here we need 9 items, which is a delay. So on the closing, that gets powered twice, but see, gets powered twice pretty fast, right after each other, and then on the opening it powers straight away, and then after quite a bit. So this, when you flick the lever, the items go into here. When the first item comes into here, it switches on, goes around all the delay, powers this. But then on the opening, when the first item leaves, there's still 8 more in there, so you need to wait for all those items to leave before that switches off, powering again. So that's also why there's a tiny cooldown. As you can see, well, you can't, but the comparator switched off quite late. So that's the closing done, and onto the opening. Let's see if I can remember this. So don't need to go anymore. That's it. This is a bit confusing because I made a bigger version about 10 minutes before I made this door, so let's hope I don't get confused. So we need this thing, 2 tick and a 4 tick going into this, and then this bit over here is quite a handy circuit. It gets reused, and basically all it does is it 1 ticks that and then 2 ticks it after a bunch of delay. So that's the 1 tick, pretty simple. And then we come up here, that's a dust because there'll be a piston there, and then downwards 4 tick, and that goes into the first toggle, and the observer is there, yeah, and this is where the note block comes in, and then we have 3 observers like that, and that creates a 2 tick pulse when that's powered, because that creates 1 tick, and then a tick later there's another 1 tick, so they combine to make a 2 tick. What it also does is goes into this toggle, which is why that is a slab. And believe it or not, that's quite a lot of the door done, even though hardly any space has been taken up. So I guess I can show. So that's the closing. Really quick. You don't need this if you're building, but just tells me when I can flick the lever. So how that does that, pushes across, up 1, down, that pushes back, and we're here. So now what we need to do is 2 tick this or double pulse it, and what we do is double pulse it. And conveniently we need to double pulse it and then 1 tick it or 2 tick it or 3 tick it, and this is a 2 tick which works out fine. So what we can do is, if you didn't know, if you 1 tick a piston and detect the base, outputs twice really fast, which is what we need. So piston there, down there, so we need to power that, and what that does is does that and that. Then we've got 2 moves left to do. So it pushes them over and stuff happens. So the way we power that is with this toggle system. This bit's quite clever because I needed a lot of delay from the input to double pulsing that, because all this other stuff has to happen. But I can't really take outputs easily from here, so I take it from here, because the last thing that happens is that gets pushed over for the second time. So you just put a toggle there, works. So we need that there, otherwise that pulses an extra time. And a repeater. I'm not exactly sure what the timings. 3 ticks and 3 ticks. This is also another slab, so this doesn't power that because there'll be stuff there. 2 3 ticks going into 2 toggles. But you might be thinking, I don't know, some people might know this. If I don't know, put a repeater there, 1 ticket, powers that time and that time. But if you put a piston, powers only once. So that's what I use there, and this is just for extra delay. And that is everything until the last 2 moves, which is very cool. So I guess I can show. This tutorial's so fast compared to how I thought it would be. So that, and then you see that double pulses, we get to here. Now what you need to do is power that redstone line and that redstone line for the last 2 moves. So the way we do that is we use this bit here. And if you remember this toggle from earlier, this observer gets pushed here once during the whole opening, and that is basically last thing, because this circuit here gets powered twice, so that note block gets powered twice, so that goes across and then back. And then these, I'm kind of going to guess the timings, so we need that there to power that. That's an updater because droppers can get budded, and that gets budded on, so the closing breaks. And we have 3 tick and a 2 tick, I think. Yeah. That's what I had, yeah. Then 2 observers going across here into this block there, and I think it's a 2 tick. Oh no, you don't need that block. After all, it's a 2 tick and a 1 tick. This needs a 1 tick pulse, but after 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 ticks. And that switches on and off slowly, so you might think an observer pulses twice, but it actually pulses once. So that's basically the rest of the door. So I'm just going to break that block, activate that observer. It does the last 2 moves. Pretty handy. And you can see that is, and then for that, now you can open it again, and that is the door done. Now then, last thing, I have to expand it to 14. So 14, so that's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So you can expand it this long, so it'll be 3 by 14 if you want to do that. So first things first, get rid of those. Replace those with dust. So now the materials list doesn't make sense, but whatever. And you can put observers back how they were, or you can do repeaters, doesn't matter. They could be repeaters because that's dust now. Then observers like they were before, and it does the exact same thing except now there's dust there. Means we can expand it longer than 8, which is the max for rails. Except it goes to 14 because that dust is an extra one sticking out, so it can't be expanded to 15, which is annoying, but oh well. Yeah. So what we do, first things first, build the piston layout. This needs to be a slab so the observer doesn't power it. And all the extra slices going on, it doesn't need to be a slab because there won't be an observer. And then over here, Gray will get rid of that because that will update the observers. Bam bam, bam bam. And then if you see now it's that repeater can't be a repeater because otherwise he gets locked. So place everything back. Sorry about that. That actually should go there. No. Boop, 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 boop. And now it should work, hopefully. Okay, that's in the right place. That toggle should be like that. That one should be like that. That one should be like that. And I think that's all of them. That can be in the wrong place. Should work now. Wait for that. Up, up, up. Ta-da! It's done. But we haven't expanded it to 14 yet. So what I'm going to do is expand it one extra time, but with that not being a slab, because it doesn't need to be a slab. Ah. Up, up, up. Up, up, up. Up, up, up. There we go. So that's now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we do slash slash stack 10. So these are that's the 3x3 one. This is one with the slab there, and the rest are all the same. And yeah, and you might be thinking, also it's just visual bugs. You might be thinking, but you said it could only be expanded to 14, and this is 15 because, yeah, this is to prove to you it can be expanded to 14. So this one will break on the second to last move, if you watch carefully. So, ignore the lag. Ta-da! So now, what you can do, get rid of that. And then go, bye. And that's the door done. All of these can be solid blocks, this layer. And that's it. I would suggest, if you make this public or you have a bad memory, to put a lamp thing here, so you know not to spam, or if you build this on a server with cool commands like Synergy, you should play on there, it's a good server. Hello, another thing, that store you just saw a tutorial of, and I just compacted it 10 blocks smaller, which isn't much, but it took more effort than it should have. So shaved this layer, added 2 layers, and it might be faster because of 8 items in there instead of 9. Yeah, here it is. I won't do a tutorial. Well, maybe a quick one. So there we go. Cooldown's not very long. Should be over now. That's it. If you want to build it, same inputs as before. Some are replaced differently. This is the side. 2 tick, 2 tick, 1 tick, 2 tick, 2 tick, 1 tick. I was always sure which way they're facing. I have nothing in it. The compost is just to mute it. You don't need the composter. 8 items in there. This is this side. That's 2 tick. This is this side. So this is the underneath. So this dropper goes along here into a double single thingy. That goes straight up to there. Last goes there, 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 there. That observer, then that one, 2 tick all the way up to a 3 tick there, and that also goes down and across into there, into that. I don't really know what else there is to say. You can probably copy it from that or use the actual tutorial, please. I put effort into that. Bye.